In this video, we'll be looking at question 3.2 from 5CO01. You should have read the scenario and know that this question is asking you to analyze how people practices can help the organization achieve its goal of increasing occupancy within a set time frame. Before we dive into the approach, I need to remind you that this video provides general guidance on how to tackle this type of question. It doesn't give you the answers. You'll need to do your own research, analysis, and critical thinking. With that said, let's walk through how to approach this step by step. All right, first up, let's make sure you really understand the question. Start by spotting the command verb, which is analyze. This means you're not just describing what people practices are, you're digging deeper, looking at how these practices can be used strategically to hit a specific business target. So don't just list HR activities, focus on how they actually connect to the business goal in the scenario. You'll want to keep key terms in mind, like people practices, strategy-making function, business partnering, integration, and the link between HR activities and organizational outcomes. Stay focused. Don't drift into general HR theory or off-topic issues. Now, this is important. You need to make judgments, not just give descriptions. So, for example, don't just outline what a policy does. Consider if it's actually effective in this context. Is it especially helpful? Or maybe a bit limited given the scenario? Think about the pros and cons of different approaches, like business partnering versus more traditional HR. And look at things from a few angles: management, employees, maybe even clients or residents. Back up what you say with logical reasons, and always tie your points to the business outcomes the organization wants to achieve. When you're planning your answer, start with a short intro, just a sentence or two, explaining why it's so important to align people practices with business strategy. After that, split your analysis into 2 or 3 clear sections. For example, you could have one section on strategic alignment, talking about things like vertical and horizontal integration, and business partnering. Another section could focus on specific people practice interventions like recruitment, onboarding, policy development, or employee engagement. In each section, make clear points, use evidence from the scenario and relevant theory, and always link what you're saying back to the main business goal. Finish with a brief conclusion, 2 or 3 sentences that sum up your overall judgment about how people practices support the organization's objectives. Don't forget to use the assessment criteria as your guide. Check that you're showing clear links between people practice and strategy, that you're explaining how people practice supports business and operational functions, and that you cover topics like business partnering, vertical and horizontal integration. Make sure you mention services like policy development, compliance, recruitment, and learning and development. Pick your examples carefully. Each one should help you meet a specific assessment point. When it comes to research, choose 2 or 3 solid academic sources that give you insight into things like strategic people practices, business partnering, or HR integration. Paraphrase the ideas and use Harvard referencing in text. Add a reference list at the end. Each source should back up a key point in your analysis. Don't just add them for the sake of it. Make sure you're connecting theory to the scenario. Use details from the case study, like changes in management style, employee turnover, or client dissatisfaction, to show how theory plays out in real life. Explain why these examples matter and what they reveal about the strengths or limits of certain people practices. To aim for top marks, it's better to go deep on a few points rather than try to cover everything. Build logical arguments, admit when things are complex, and give well-reasoned judgments that pull together theory and evidence from the scenario. And finally, write clearly and concisely. Be picky about what you include, keep your language direct, and make sure every paragraph has a purpose. Edit carefully to stay within the word limit. Make every sentence count. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to check out the other videos in this series for more tips on tackling your assessments.